I got Stephanie.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I put Steph second.
Wow.
I mean, you know who I had first, but
why?
I got Steph second just because like going into the next season. I mean, Steph, you know, at the end of the day, he's him. He did his shit in the playoffs, and he had 50, you know, in that game 7. But I think just skill wise, I got
Steph could go higher after the playoffs. I would have put him higher, but he can go higher for me. So
Yeah, he really can.
he literally Steph got better in the playoffs. Like he did even more than he had the high until Jason Tatum broke it 2 weeks later. He had the record for Game 7 points.
I'm just thinking.
Luka, like offensively. He doesn't play any defense. Steph's a better defender than Luka.
And it's the drastic difference from second round exit to miss the play-in is like also
huge.
And
that's not Luka's. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not Luka or Kyrie's fault.
Partially his fault.
Like
it is.
He was injured between that time frame.
Luka?
Yeah, he missed games.
I mean, it's not all on him. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to put the blame on him, but I can't. If you're a top, again, for me, when you get to these top 2, 3, you have to take on more of a responsibility when you're fighting for those type of, because you're talking about generational top 10 player of all time, Steph Curry, who he's literally in his prime in his 30s. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, with Luka, it's not his fault that his team was bad, but when you're neck and neck with someone like that, I have to at that point I got to take team success into account. With these bottom dudes, I don't give a fuck about the Hawks versus the Pacers. But we're talking about Luka versus Steph. That I got to take team success.
And even if Steph was in Luka's situation, he wouldn't be 11 seed, bro. No season.
Hell no. Hell no matter what.
What did Curry do when he was by himself?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he made it to 8th seed, and they lost to the play.
So he's out of the playoffs.
But whose team was
Luka
better?
didn't even make the play.
Yeah, he was 11.
Okay, at the end,
and whose team was better?
And he had Kyrie.
Nah, dude. We're not rolling.
All right. Let's explain context.
That's very out of context.
We want to talk about context.
And I didn't even get to. I have never made my point. So obviously you guys know I have Luka. So I mean, at the end of the day, you guys have Steph first.
Let's just go one by one. Give your 2 and 1 so we don't get confused.
Because I got Steph, Luka.
I have the same as you.
Okay, you guys have the other way.
So say in the mic just for the TikTok.
I have the same as Omari. Steph at number 2, Luka at 1.
And you guys have the
we got
Luka at 2.
All right, so we can just have this debate since we all know.
We're already right here.
So. At the end of the day, like I understand who Steph is. I'm not, obviously, like you said, there's nothing bad you could say about these people up here. But like, what Luka was doing,
I can say more bad about Luka than Steph.
He's gonna bring up defense.
They're gonna bring up defense. Yeah, what Luka was doing.
No, not even that.
But what Luka was doing at the end of the day, like this nigga is damn near a cheat code. Like what he's doing, he can literally is like Jokic, but is also like the way he is scoring those 33 points a game is like. Almost insane, like.
And what success?
He's on rookie. He's playing on rookie.
Yeah, but
what success has that brought him?
What were they before Kyrie got there and they traded all their defenders away? They were in the playoffs. They were in the playoffs.
Western Conference
They were definitely higher than 6.
Western Conference Finals.
They were higher than that.
Western Conference.
No, they weren't.
They definitely reached higher than 6 at some point.
He was 6th seed.
Okay, but either way, like
the Lakers are close.
They've been higher before, but yeah, like when they played the Clippers, they were higher.
They're at 4th
How many
at some
games
point.
this season was that though?
No,
25.
I'm saying when they played the Clippers in the other playoffs, they played the Clippers twice.
I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about in the season, like this season,
season,
before they traded for Kyrie.
But I'm just saying generally they've been higher seeds.
That's
Yeah.
He's carried them to like decent seeds. Like
he hurts his teammates.
Let him finish talking a sentence.
Okay, well, yeah, talk to the mic.
You shouldn't be talking about that. You cut off everybody. Don't be yelling at me about that.
I'm so far from my microphone.
Just say it once. Say it once, and I got.
Let Omari cook.
All right, so but yeah, like going
into
mute
his ass too if you want.
Going into next season, like based on what I've seen Luka do, I understand Steph is Steph, but he was also like his team wasn't like he was a 6th seed. It's not like this nigga was the top of the league. And in regular season stats, he went crazy in the playoffs. In regular season stats, Luka was clearing them, and then their team got cooked. That's going into his team got cooked after that trade, but that's not Luka's fault, and that's not Kyrie's fault either.
Steph averaged 30.
Yeah, but what's the average? 33, fucking damn near triple double.
He literally has the ball in his
Look
hand
at
every single
stats.
play.
I want you to look at Luka's playoffs.
But
That's
How far
actually
he got in
crazy.
the playoffs?
Huh?
You can make the argument that
Why don't you look at his playoff stats this season?
Okay, dude, like
0-0 and 0.
he still has Steph is still at god level teams,
Okay, but even if he didn't, he wouldn't be 11th seed. Can we agree on that?
You put him on the Mavs with
They
Kyrie.
wouldn't be 11th, yeah.
Put him on the Mavs with Kyrie. They're not 11th.
They're at least
who
a
they
playing
guarding?
team.
Who they guarding? With Steph instead of
Luka not guarding anybody anyway.
Yeah.
But still,
Luka's
Luka's a decent body. Like
No.
he's still a bigger
thick,
body
bro.
than
He's
Steph.
He doesn't play any defense.
They're both not good. They're both not good.
Steph
yeah.
is a decent defender. He's proven that he's gotten better.
This is
But
like
he's also
saying,
has-
this is like saying Rudy Gobert and Dwight Howard on the
But
perimeter defense.
That's not
but
true.
Luka's
Luka's
decent
really
too.
bad.
Decent.
No,
He's really bad.
He's not worth.
Dude,
They
he's not
target
that-
him.
he's not that
I mean,
bad,
they target
like-
Steph, but not as bad as they target Luka.
But I'm
Luka
saying
doesn't try.
Steph
This
also
is
has-
targeted. What's the difference? Like,
No, but Luka doesn't
they
really.
both get targeted. What are
Luka
you gonna
doesn't
do?
try.
Cook Carter,
This is like bullying versus harassment. Like, this is both not good.
Yeah, they're both
Okay,
not good.
but
Steph is
Steph has
decent.
had decent defenders around him, and so has Luka. But this
Steph
what
has
we're
had
talking
decent.
about.
He's had Hall of
Steph has
Fame
had Hall of Fame defenders around him.
Steph tries.
Luka has
Luka
had
doesn't.
decent defenders. You know, he's over here with DFS and shit, and he's doing well.
I don't think defense should be a talking point. They're
No,
both
but I'm
not
talking.
good.
But we're talking about teams. Like it's
Steph is a
easier
good
to hide
defender.
Steph
Okay, what you're
and be
saying.
like, oh, he's a decent defender on a team with all-time defenders.
If we're comparing these players at such a high level, team success should have a factor, especially if we're 1 and 2, right? And even if Steph was in Luka's situation, he'd still be winning because the offense is based off of Steph. When Luka has the ball in his hands and it's Luka-centric, what happened? He doesn't win games.
That's
Other players
not-
don't.
he does
don't
win
elevate
games
either.
though, dude.
He
Like
doesn't
we're-
elevate.
He's
others.
been like top 7 every
yeah,
top
we're
6.
basing this off of a second half of one season after
Yeah.
they traded every wing defender they had
So you think
for Kyrie.
You think Luka's or the Mavs are going to be better than the Warriors next season?
Hassan,
It
let me tell you
depends on
this.
what they do.
Can I ask-
if they
can I ask you
actually
guys a
filled out their
question?
Yeah.
roster, yes. But if they don't, no. Like
Let me ask you guys a question. If we were doing top 10 NBA players, just no point guards, who would be better, Steph or Luka?
Luka. I would still have Luka over
think
Steph.
he
You would.
Okay.
I'd have Steph.
I still think Luka over Steph. But let me say this about this
I
scenario.
think Steph's a top 3 NBA player, period. Not even just point
Oh,
guard.
okay. The reason why you want to bring up team success, listen, this team that Steph plays for has been constricted for him for his whole life.
He is the team.
He is the team. He is on that team. When Luka came into Dallas in 2018, dog, this man was a rookie trying to put his team on the map. He needed to be like that guy, step one. And after his rookie season, he was that guy from going forward. He was winning games in the playoffs. He was dropping 30 bombs in the playoffs.
Does
Send
Luka
niggas
consistently.
Does Luka elevate his players?
Dude,
Yes.
what we're saying right now is
He does. He does.
Who?
He does.
He
Let's
does.
not get
Who?
crazy.
Who?
but look at his teams. Who
He
is
got
he
Jalen
had?
Brunson.
Give me one
Dude,
person. No,
who
he
is he
didn't.
had?
Jalen
He's had
Brunson got
two
better
decent
when he wasn't on
players.
his
Clay, dude, Curry's had all.
I'm asking you a question.
Curry's
Give me
had
an
Hall
answer.
of Fame level teammates. Lucas had Christian Wood and fucking DFS.
We're gonna
and
use
then
it.
shitty.
We're gonna keep using that argument
You
against
want to
them,
bring
bro.
up
Like,
team
we're gonna
success.
keep using
You
that
want to
argument.
bring up team
Because
success.
he
He
has
doesn't have a
Kyrie
team.
Irving was 11
He
points.
just
Hold
like
on, dude.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
who cares
Chill
about
the
Kyrie?
fuck out.
Like, he
just
doesn't
look
help
out.
his-
Yeah,
He
but-
doesn't
about
help
to
his
mute
players get
everybody.
better, bro.
That whole he has Kyrie argument is not a good argument because they traded every wing defender to get Kyrie, and Kyrie did his shit, and they just weren't good.
Okay,
That's
who
just
do you have
bad
before
makeup.
Kyrie?
DFS, then shitty.
No,
I'm telling you.
Kristaps Porzingis and Jalen Brunson.
They were not Hall of
Kristaps
Fame
just
level
played
Hold on,
bad.
hold on. You
Yeah.
can't use that argument. I'm with you on the Steph thing.
But
But
Kristaps just
Kristaps
played
was injury
booty.
prone when
Yeah.
he was in Dallas, and
No,
Jalen
but
Brunson
he
was a
averaged like
fucking
18
rookie
and
bench
7.
player.
Not the last season, was he?
Okay, but then Kristaps wasn't there last season.
He's comparing KP to Hall
No,
of
I'm
Fame
talking
level
about when he
teammates.
was with-
Hall
when he
of
was
Fame
with-
teammates.
When
Omari.
Kristaps was with Luka, Jalen Brunson was not as good as even close to as good as he was last
Listen, but
season.
I'm saying that individually as players, though.
You can't say that's like saying, bro, how did Kobe not win his championship as a rookie? That's the stupidest shit. He
I'm
averaged
talking
8
about when
fucking
these players
points.
were good. When these players were
Jalen
good.
Brunson was
He
not
good
good
last season. Was he
But,
not?
But
Kristaps was
he's-
not on the team last season.
No, I'm just talking
Okay,
about Jalen
but
Brunson individually.
Jalen
Okay,
Brunson
okay.
is
Yeah.
good, but he was
I'm
just.
talking about them individually.
It's
At
okay,
their best
but it's
with
okay for
Luka.
teams to just. I mean, it's okay for players to have an upward trajectory. He's
You
just got
telling me
better
that
over
they're
time.
garbage,
Yeah.
though?
He got.
Like,
He
you're
just
telling
got
me that
better
they
over
were
time,
bad?
but that's not. He didn't.
No, he got
didn't,
better. Okay,
he
but-
didn't get better just because he left Luka.
I think so.
I mean, okay,
Luka has the
numbers
ball in
wise,
his hands
numbers wise.
24/7.
Like, you're
Numbers-wise,
doing too
yes,
much. I'm
but
with
it's
you on
like,
that Steph
yeah,
shit,
like-
but you're just saying like he doesn't make his teammates better. Why the fuck is he a
Who
top
did
2
he make
point
better?
guard?
Who did he-
Oh, why is he a top 2 point guard? He said Tyrese makes his teammates better.
Can I
Why
answer
the
your
fuck is he
question?
better
Can I
than
answer your
Luka?
question? Can I answer your question? He's number 2 because
Every
he's
single
easily
nigga-
individually one of the best players in the league. That's
Okay.
why.
Why is
He's
Russell
number 2.
Westbrook not number
Who did he
1?
make
He's not
better?
good.
Who did he make
He's
better?
not
Every single nigga he
individually.
carried to the
He got
playoffs.
paid $8 million for a reason.
He took a pay cut.
Okay, but $8 million. There's a reason
Look,
why
he
he took
He
a
wanted
pay
his
cut,
ass
right?
to stay home. That's why.
He chases stats. Luka doesn't chase stats.
Luka,
He
without
actually tries to win
Luka,
games.
without
He's just
Luka,
not good at it.
those teams is damn near lottery. Like they,
That's
without
okay, I agree
Luka,
with
his
you.
teams is doo
That's why he's number
cheeks.
2.
Like
But does he, at this level, does he elevate his players to win games?
Yes.
yes, if he has a
Every
good team
single
around
player.
him, every team
Who?
that because his teams have never been that good.
Oh, you got all his
I
team.
wanna-
Hold on,
I want a
I
specific
player.
I have a
That
great
good,
question to ask. I just want to hear
He's
everybody's
saying,
thought.
but
Let me
hold
ask you a
up. He
question.
says all
Oh
his
my God, I
players
can't ask a
before
question.
that. He says all his
Forget
players.
that question,
But then
so dumb.
he uses the argument. Oh, he has Dinwiddie. He has Christian
I'll give
Wood.
you.
Like, oh
I'll
my
give you. I'll give you some
goodness,
players.
DFS.
Maxi Kleber's not even a rotation player. He made Reggie Bullock back. He was not playing for the fucking Knicks. He went to the Lakers.
Tim
we
Hardaway
cut
Jr.
his
somehow
ass.
true.
still has
That's
a
not
job.
true.
Bro,
Reggie Bullock
Tim
was-
Hardaway
He's
has a
still
job.
playing.
For
Like,
Reggie Bullock Julius Randle and Reggie Bullock had the second most assists as a tandem 2 seasons ago.
How good were they? What did they do with that assist tandem?
Reggie Bullock was good though.
What is it? Non-playoff team assist
they made the
tandem?
playoffs. That's the year that
Motherfucking
Julius
Mark
Randle
Williams, LaMelo
That's the
Ball.
year that Julius Randle first got his All-Star season, and they made the playoffs and got first rounded. So
Reggie Bullock didn't play. He didn't play.
He did.
Not in the playoffs.
Look at his stats.
All right, let's
As
check.
the Knicks.
Okay, but you talk about Reggie Bullock. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
you guys
Like,
brought him
that-
up.
He
okay,
was better
but-
on the Mavs though than
Can
he
I
was
ask
on the
my
still,
Knicks.
like-
question? It's
what
involving
we're-
Luka and Curry. It's involving Luka and Curry. Bring it back. I have a question. I don't know if it's a good question or not, but who as a point guard can you replace Luka with on that team that's going to take him to the Western Conference Finals?
What do you mean?
On his Western Conference Finals team, like you replace anybody.
Here.
Put Steph, right?
Yeah.
And,
But it's a
and
whole
does he
different
get there or
system,
does he
like-
fail?
He gets there.
You think Steph
I don't think so.
instead is a hypothetical, obviously.
Yeah.
You think last year they made it to the Western Conference Finals, right?
Well, yeah, Steph's better than Luka, but he's just disrespecting him too much. I'm with him that Steph's better,
You
but
think
he's
Steph
going
is going to
crazy.
carry that team
Yes.
like
Yeah.
Luka
Yes.
did?
Yes.
Here, let me
He
give
plays
you
a
reason.
different
Let me
way.
give you the reason why.
He-
Yeah.
he-
I
he
think
needs
it's
to
team-
play
I
with his
think
team.
team-
Exactly.
He
team
needs to
makeup,
play
no.
with his team to
Exactly.
win. No, you're not listening.
He's not even letting me speak. Dude, what did I say? What's
said
my
exactly.
point? You said exactly.
He said
but
exactly.
You're trying to dispute my point when I didn't even make my point yet.
Because you said it at the gym, I remember.
No, this is the reason why he elevates.
That's crazy.
The reason why he elevates, or the reason why he'd make it to the Western Conference Finals, is because Jalen Brunson would have a bigger role on that team, and Stephen Curry would get the shooters that they have around Luka, like Reggie Bullock, DFS, Tim Hardaway Jr. open, and they get more shots.
Look at
Bro
those-
thinks Curry
look at
has
that
like-
all-star
Bro,
team.
bro
Look at
thinks
that all-star team.
Bro
That's
thinks
crazy.
Curry has Hall of Fame diamond like Luka doesn't.
thing is-
No,
What are
he
you
gets
talking
people
about?
open because of his ability to get people onto him, right? That's
I
the whole
disagree.
reason why
I
Steph-
disagree
Luka has
with what
no
you're
gravity.
saying,
You
but-
think Luka has no gravity?
He has the ball in his hands
I'll
24/7.
here, let me tell you
He's
my
good
reason.
off the ball.
He has gravity.
I'll
Luka
tell you.
good off the ball.
I'll tell you why I think Steph could take him. Like I'm with Hassan that Steph's better, but his reasoning is not even
Different.
close to what mine is. Like the reason Steph I think is better is because, like he said, he's gravity. He's actually right on that. I don't think he's gonna make his teammates necessarily better because I do think Luka makes his teammates better. But the fact that you have to pick up Steph full court, he's a good playmaker. The reason he doesn't play make is because of Draymond, and that's his role. Like I think if you put Steph Curry the ball in his hands, he could pass. Like he's a point guard. He was passing, but they just figured out Draymond was so good at that, and that's like his role to be the floor general and stuff. They put him in that role, plus he kind of can't really do anything else offensively. But yeah, I just think Steph could do it. Like, you know, we seen Steph off the ball so much. That's just because they do it like that. Doesn't mean he can't be like that. Yeah. He, you know, his shooting is better. He has a float game. He has a mid-range game. He's good at getting to the rim. You know, those fucking high arcing layups. So I think he's just better overall. And okay, defense, he might be a little, but again, I think he's the gravity alone itself is just you have to guard the gravity. Like you have to pay attention to him no matter how hot, how cold he is. With Luka, especially him, the way he plays, he can get tired fast. He has to get in the post a lot. Steph, throwing up those threes is nothing to him. He's one of the best conditioned players in the league. Yeah. But I've heard players talking about this. I think on Podcast
Steph
P, they were talking about it. They were saying they couldn't do they did 20 minutes of his workout and they were ready to pass out. Yeah.
Another
you got to
point that I
sign
wanna
waivers.
make,
I
too, is,
personally
like,
think.
Let me make this point first before you go. Another point that I want to make is like we never have any expectations of Luka to win. Honestly, at any level, he's always exceeded expectations.
Yeah, like
and
what are you
that's why
talking
he
about? Now
won't
you're
have
getting
it.
crazy. I
No.
expect Luka to win.
Which
What?
series? I think the only series that we had exceeded.
We were forgetting about the Suns series. He just
was,
shit on him. The whole team. He ended the
He had
shit.
a worse
No,
team.
but we
and
didn't
Yeah, we're
expect
not
him to
gonna like
win.
this one.
We never expected. Only series that we expected him to win is the Utah one.
he won 2 closeout games. Am I wrong?
Which one?
Luka against the Suns. He won like if
Did
it
you
was winning
expect
go
them?
home.
We thought the Suns were going to win the series beforehand.
he
going into
proved
it.
the-
That's
he-
my whole
Yeah,
point. We
but
never expected Luka to win.
Why is that
games.
a bad against him? He's
it's
proving
not
everyone
seriously.
wrong.
He overcame the odds.
He overcame the
That's why I'm
critics.
saying-
His team
That's
is so
why-
bad that he won, and it's,
Yeah, I can't finish my point, bro. Like I want to finish
the
it.
Warriors have always been favorites for 10 years. I don't want to
No.
hear it. I don't want to hear
That's
it.
not my point. So we don't expect Luka to win. Once we have those expectations of him being the favorite to win a series, and he disappoints, then we'll have a different perspective.
It's not
on
his
him, right?
fault.
No, I'm just saying that we've never seen him in that scenario.
Okay,
That's
I
all.
mean,
That's
yeah,
my
you
whole
you
point.
can't ding
but
him for
that's-
that.
No, I'm saying we big him up because he doesn't. We big him up because he always exceeds expectations.
Right.
We've never seen him in a scenario where he doesn't
Right.
like fall short.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But
So
until
it's
we
never
can't
been like that.
we can't shit on him because
but
he
that's-
hasn't
That's
been
why
there.
I'm saying that we have him at that level. But for Steph, we've had expectations.
Oh, yeah,
and he's
yeah,
always
yes,
over exceeded those expectations.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
And he did last season, too.
I wouldn't use that as an
I'll see what
argument
you're
against
saying.
him, but you are right.
I'll see what you're saying.
It's just a point. It's not.
Yeah,
It's a good point.
Okay,
It's a
that's
good point.
That's
I see what you're saying.
It's been what? How many years has he been in the league?
Who?
Luka.
2018
I mean,
draft.
it's been 6 years.
5. But
years.
listen, Luka I can't remember in any playoff scenario where this man has not been an underdog. He's always been an
That's why-
underdog.
that's my point.
Curry has always either been the heavy favorite when he's been in the playoffs.
It's not a good point
Even-
against either of them, to be honest.
No, I'm
like
just saying, like, once you
Whoever's
see Luka-
favored or
Even the
unfavored,
Kings,
it doesn't
even-
It has
change
nothing
how
to do
you
with
play.
but it doesn't have to do with the player. Like,
That's
Yeah,
the team.
No,
It's
no,
almost
it's a
saying
team.
It's like you're like, oh,
Just view him
Vegas
at
said
a-
he's better, so I'm gonna use that again. Like,
No,
view him at
well-
a certain perspective because we've never seen him in a role to where he has to meet expectations. He always overexceeds them, so that's why you have him at such a high
you're
level.
saying with pressure on him. That's a better word to use. Like,
Like,
with
I
him
mean,
having pressure on
performs
him.
with
Yeah,
pressure, but I'm
we've
just
seen
saying
it,
with
like-
expectations.
Yeah, that's what
I think Luka's
Now
more
we
clutch than
expect
Curry
something
too. By
from
the
him
way,
next season, right? We expect Luka to do something at least.
I think Luka's
mean,
more clutch
depends
than
on-
Curry too. By the way,
depends on
Huss,
the team.
in your
Yeah, it
in my
depends on
opinion.
the team.
It's-
too.
So how long are we gonna have that team like?
not
Until
his
they
fault.
get the team better.
Dame is
What about LeBron?
Up
We
here,
gave
and
him a
then
pass for
we-
7 years for having a garbage team.
No,
we
but
can't
he
do
made it
that
to
for
the finals,
Luka.
though.
Oh, you're right. I mean, he
They
made
did
to the
win a chip,
Western
yeah.
Conference Finals, so it's not like he
Once.
hasn't done anything. Yeah.
What do you think is more
And I
clutch?
give
They
him
have
that.
to at least make
He's
the
had
playoffs.
chances
made
I will say
clutch.
this: they got to minimum make the playoffs,
some
no
game
matter what
winners
the
on
team
the
is.
playoffs.
That's the
Okay,
expectation.
so
Yeah,
how
sure,
long
that's
until
kinda
we like give
Probably
him a
Steph,
pass
just-
for not
just
getting
for the
to like
career.
the finals, basically? Like
Well,
a
it
Dame
depends.
has a
It depends on the
trajectory.
team still.
We're talking about now.
But
Steph had
playoffs
50.
got to be a minimum for sure. Like no
Every year
question.
going out?
Yes, 100%. That has to be. If you want to be as good as Steph, you have to
Now,
make the playoffs
sometimes
every
we
year
blame-
healthy.
We blame Dame for not leaving teams
Yeah.
or not being. As
You have
good.
to
So
be
when
if
do we
you're a
give
top
that
if you're the best point
expectation
guard in the
to
league, you
Luka?
have to make at least the playoffs. I'm not saying you got to win a chip, but you got to make the playoffs every year. If you're the best point guard in the league,
But it's a whole different story though. Like, okay, let's say
They traded the
Let's say
team.
let's say they didn't make the trade. Niggas were gonna make the playoffs.
They were like
Right,
third or
okay.
fourth seed.
no,
They were
I'm
literally
giving him a
third or
pass
fourth
for this
Yeah,
half
like-
season. But we're saying
Okay.
next season,
Oh, yeah.
the expectation has to be the
I'll bet
playoffs
money
at
they make
least.
playoffs.
Yeah, I do. I want. It should be an expectation, but yeah, I'm just talking about in reality. Like, if they don't make any big decent moves, it's like, what can they really do? They still don't have defenders.
I mean, they made positive moves this offseason. It's nothing big, but
Yeah,
they
like-
made the team better. So I expect them
You
to
gotta
make the
cape-
playoffs.
Yeah, you have to. I think
You have to make the
You're giving them a
playoffs,
cape,
especially
like, you're caping for Luka
look.
right now.
It's what I'm
Nah,
saying. Like,
not really. It's just like the teams became so bad after.
no,
that
but it's
trade.
like
But
you
you're
could
gonna
say
keep
that.
kind of a bad
You could
trade,
say that
yes.
about Tyrese, but not about if you're saying Luka's the best point guard in the league. You can't. You can say that about Tyrese or Trey. Like that's
Yeah,
But
fine.
it's different
Also,
because
player-
we've seen this nigga do it already. Like, it's not like Tyrese has never made the playoffs. These other dudes never made the playoffs. We've seen Luka do this, and then just
He
because
got
a half
beat in
season
5
of them
games in
team
the
being
Western
Okay,
ass,
but if you
we're
get
gonna-
2 years in a row
Also,
not making the
stats wise,
playoffs,
Luka's better.
But
Like
it's
right
just
now.
the team is ass. Like,
Like,
if the
stats-wise,
but you
pure
know what I
numbers,
mean?
he's
Like,
better.
If the
Yeah, but he
team
doesn't-
Raw
just
numbers,
doesn't get
impact
better,
winning.
Raw numbers, he's better too. That's a
And-
category in and of
okay.
itself. That's a
There's a
category.
lot of players
I'm
that
not
have
just
raw
not bringing it
numbers.
up. It's a category. In numbers,
Okay.
he's better. Like right.
And his numbers winning, his numbers playing.
Why are
basketball
you
only.
disregarding numbers completely? in
Dude,
this
it's 1
argument?
and 2. We have to impact. Yeah, winning takes
We
a
didn't even
factor.
talk about numbers at all until I just brought it up right
Yeah,
hold
now.
on,
We did talk
numbers
about
for who?
And it's not even that far around.
Straight stats. Luka and Kyrie. Straight
Who has the
stats
higher
on
usage?
Kyrie.
Look at the
Curry.
usage rate. Look at usage rate.
It's another. I'm just saying straight.
hold on.
numbers.
First of all, the stats like yes, Luka's gonna be better, but he's averaging like 2 more assists, 2 rebounds, and 1 point. Like, this is not. This is I
Who?
don't-
Who's
Luka,
having 2
Luka.
assists?
Luka's averaging like 2 more assists, 2 more rebounds, and like, or maybe 3 more
I
rebounds,
think
and
it's
like an extra
4
point.
and 3 or like 4 and like.
I mean,
3 and
Steph's
3.
average like
He's averaged
30 and
30
6 and
this year,
6.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, 36 and 6, but 33, 10 and 9 is better. You
And
know?
11 seed didn't make the playoffs.
Steph.
You
Here's Steph's
keep saying
numbers.
it. It's okay. They,
Steph,
like they didn't play half the season. You know?
Steph averaged
played.
30,
And they tanked some at the end, too,
36
like-
and 6, and Luka averaged 32, 8.5 and 8.
32.
So
Is it 33?
32.4.
What the fuck happened, bro?
I mean, he was at 33 at one point.
I mean,
Wow, Detroit ended with 33.
It's okay. It's point whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's like-
basically like.
Can we agree that we have to take winning into account when we're talking about 1 and 2?
Bro, you could take
Yes,
winning.
we
have to
take
take
winning
every.
into
If we're gonna take
account,
only
but
winning, then we
yeah,
have to take
like-
stats. Dude,
You
we
can
have to
take stats. That's not far off, like you just said.
No, but I'm saying like you are impacting
The winning is so
Luka's
much
winning.
higher on
this
Steph,
team,
though, than the
this team for
stats.
Curry is like built for like championships. Luka has not had a chance to have a championship team on him. You understand that, right? You want to bring up teams.
And he's a
Just say it.
5-year
Just say it.
player.
No,
like-
no,
You're
just
gonna be
say
saying
it.
this for 10
But
years,
is he-
man.
am I wrong? Has he not had a chance to succeed with his bums? With literally like this, like LeBron
don't
level
think he had
bums.
bums on his
He
team.
has Dwight Powell. Who the
LeBron
fuck
level
signed
bums.
Dwight Powell?
Bro, Tim
He
Hardaway
signed
Jr. is a
Dwight-
LeBron level bum.
Yeah, I mean Tim Hardaway Jr.
He's like the no.
Okay, I won't say bums, but he hasn't had
they're
the
solid
greatest.
players.
Scrubs. Yes,
Dude, they're solid players. They can get minutes.
Solid
They're not
players,
solid
bro.
players.
Like,
they're
Oh my god.
Bro, they can get minutes on like a lot of teams.
But who are you talking about? There's a few players.
Okay, Tim Hardaway Jr. can get minutes on teams.
Okay,
He'd be a
Tim
bench
Hardaway,
nigga. He'd be
sure.
a bench nigga on the
Reggie
But he's a
Bullock-
bench player at
Reggie
best.
Bullock got minutes on teams.
Honestly, but he wouldn't start on every. He wouldn't play on every
DFS.
team.
He's not a
DFS
starter.
gets
He would. He would.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Sure, but these guys, you're naming like middling role players. You know,
Okay, but they're all players that will get like
they're
minutes
all
on teams.
okay. Like,
They're like,
They're gonna get 8 to
alright.
16
look,
minutes,
look,
bro.
look. That's why I'm saying
He
playoffs.
fills with Kyrie
And
Irving.
he's
What
playing
then?
30 minutes with these
All right,
squads.
if he fails with Kyrie Irving, what happens? You're gonna
We'll
still
see.
the team?
It's still team
That's a big
makeup.
if.
Like
You'll say this. That is a big if. Well, you want to bring
Okay,
it
well,
this?
okay, I'm
You wanna
saying
bring
that.
this?
Yeah,
That's still team
I want to
makeup.
know your perspective.
We gotta wrap this up.
I think.
Bro, this is like a
Yeah.
2+ hour podcast.
I'm gonna say this.
This is a
I
good
think
discussion.
they won't fail next year. That's what I'll say.
Okay,
They
but
won't
if-
fail.
What does fail to
Will you
you?
hold him accountable?
What do you mean by fail?
I'm asking you, what do you
Top
consider
16.
failure?
Below top 6.
And then
I
playoff
think that's a
success,
failure.
Below, they should be 6.
Who are they going to be over? You think the Lakers are going to be higher, right?
I don't know.
You don't think the Lakers are going to
Just
be
in
better
general,
record than
like-
the
This
Mavericks?
team's gonna
We'll talk
do.
about that when it happens. But
Okay,
if
okay.
playoff success,
We
what
should
do you
talk about that
expect?
later. I don't want to go into that.
So if he gets first rounded, like, you're gonna blame it on
If
his
who gets
team or
first rounded?
Luka?
His
No,
team
that
is
means
not
nothing.
that good.
He has
I
to
just
make
wanna
the
know.
if he gets
no.
first rounded by the Nuggets, I'm not gonna think too bad because the Nuggets
Okay,
are like
okay.
the reigning defending. If he gets first rounded by like the Kings, I'll be like, bruh. Like,
So
I'll
it's
be like,
always-
bruh.
Well,
So
Kings are
from this
nice.
discussion, I feel
Yeah,
like
worse
If
than
he
the
gets
Nuggets.
first
They're worse than
rounded
the
by the
Nuggets.
from this
Timberwolves.
discussion,
Because I expect the
from this
Suns and the Nuggets to
discussion,
be better, you know what I mean?
feel like
Okay.
you think Luka's gonna be an underdog for like damn near most of his career.
He's been so far, so let's
No,
see what happens.
yeah,
in
Well,
the
like-
if the
Alright,
team's
so I
better,
can
he
argue
won't be
that.
an
Yeah, if the
underdog.
team's better, he won't be an-
better, he won't be an underdog.
But I think he thinks he's gonna be an underdog for
The
like,
NBA's comp right now,
majority of
bro.
his career,
Like,
bro.
well, he's been the underdog ever since. So let's
Yeah,
see.
and since
It's
three
not because
seasons.
of him though. It's because of the team,
Thank
and
you,
Mark
thank
Cuban
you.
hasn't put him.
You also comparing
I
Steph's
think so.
13, 14,
I don't think the
15
team
we
is
can-
complete.
we're
ass.
talking
Luka's
about this
five.
season.
To
We're
Luka's
talking about
5
this season.
seasons.
Still, even this season, I think he had a better season than Luka.
I mean, they got second
Well,
rounded
just
with a
this
much better
season-
team.
No,
Much
just
better.
this
Like-
season is debatable, but just overall, I don't know.
Still better.
This
Yeah.
man's comparing Curry like the past 10 years compared to Lucas.
I never said that. When I said that,
But no, he's feeling it.
Because we're talking about-
I
I
can
mean-
read between the lines.
We was talking about winning and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think-
I'm sure
that's
that
a big
took into
factor
account
into
not
it.
just
Jumped on
him
team
getting second
success so
rounded.
fast.
I feel like I'm in the middle. Like I feel like you're hating Luka too much, but I think you guys are also too
Why does
high.
it say?
on
I
him.
think he's really good. Why is number 2 hate? Like,
It's not.
I think
It's
It's
No,
not
no,
hate,
the way
but
you
you
were
keep
talking
talking about
about
his
him,
winning.
yeah.
Like,
it's his deficiencies
You only
compared
go
to
team
Steph.
success. You only go to team success.
No,
I'm not,
but you're not
you
saying
are.
you weren't saying compared to Steph.
Individually, I
You
think
were
he's
kind
really
of
good.
saying like in general, like he doesn't make the players around him better. Like that's not
I actually
against
don't think
Steph.
so. I
But
think
that's
he
crazy
but
statement.
he impacts winning. Luka impacts winning. I just don't think. He
But
makes
you
his players
can't
better.
impact the winning without making players around
I
you
think he
better.
impacts winning literally by himself. That's how good of a player I think he is.
But he has
Dude,
8
one
assists
man,
and 8
one man
rebounds.
show.
How does he not make the players around him better by averaging 8.5
He goes to the
assists?
Western Conference Finals by himself.
You can throw a lob and like kill.
That does
like,
not make
maybe
players
he makes
around you
Maxi-
better.
Maybe he makes Maxi Kleber better, like and Dwight Powell. But on other teams they'll be trash. But I mean, it's not like that big of an impact.
dude,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
but
I'll say-
he's had such like.
I mean, like
not
that. I
big of a
disagree with
he's
that.
never had anything better. Like Jalen Brunson might be the best player. He's like when it comes to effectiveness. Like obviously, yeah, Kristaps. But when it comes to effectiveness, Jalen Brunson averaging 18 is the best
That
player
one-
he's ever played
Yeah.
with
Till
besides
Kyrie,
Kyrie
yeah.
came.
What was the record with Kyrie? Just
Something
was
booty,
bad.
but they was
Bad.
ass. That's still
They
a
gotta figure
team
it out.
thing.
They
That's
gotta
a
figure
team
it out.
thing.
It was a
Like,
mid-season trade too. It's not like they had Kyrie before.
that's what I'm
season.
saying.
I'm
Like
just
we're looking
asking,
at
though.
supporting cast. It's like Luka has
Dude,
not
plus I
had
don't
like
think he can play off
good
balls.
players around him. Like
I mean, yeah, that
That's
is
a big
Okay,
hit.
that's a good.
against Steph,
That's a
yeah,
very good
100%.
trade. Obviously, yeah, you cannot play off ball. That is right.
Well, we shall see more this season.
But saying team success that's not up to this man's like discretion. Like it's crazy. Like,
Yeah, it's not all in his hands, bro.
I never said it was all in his hands, but I think he just doesn't make his players better.
You
Well,
will-
we know how Hassan thinks
Yeah.
of team success.
Yeah.
Like he thinks no matter who's on your team, you should be the LeBron, like getting your shit to the finals.
I want to know what the comments think. I want to know how people view this because it's no
This could
one
be
and
its
two.
own
You
video,
know, 1 and
yeah.
2. 1 and 2 are
It's
obvious.
its own
it's a
video.
good
But I wanna know what
discussion.
they
I think it's
It is a good
that's also
discussion.
polarizing. Probably in the.
I mean, yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
question. Because
Do a poll, bro. Do a
especially if we're talking about going into next year, because all time obviously it's not close, but it's like if we're talking about going into next season, I mean,
I think Steph will have a better season, in my opinion. What do you think?
I do not. I
I don't
don't
know.
think
It's
so.
okay to agree to disagree. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
I mean, I don't know if he'll have a better season, but I was like, even if he counting wise, he won't have a better season. Like I still
Not statistically. no,
consider
not
him a
for
better
sure,
player.
because
Yeah.
Usage, like Luka, usage is going to be super high.
The thing is, the way I look at it is like Steph has done so much, and I know we're not looking at the past, but like they won a champion. It's not that far that they won a championship. Literally
3
1
years
year
ago?
ago.
Oh,
1
yeah.
year ago. Besides that, they were the defending champs until
True,
the
yeah.
Nuggets won.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's not that recency bias, and he's having some of the best seasons of his career now. Better. They
know
were
what I-
saying last year. This year was better than his unanimous
Like,
Oh,
MVP.
yeah, higher,
Yeah.
higher splits and shit.
Yeah,
I see
last
that,
year
I
I
see
think.
that.
So that's what I'm
Different
saying.
league.
Like he's still one of the best players. He's not dropping off anytime
Would
soon.
be like Jokic and Embiid. Like Embiid is Luka, Jokic is Curry.
Yeah, I would say that. That's
That's
pretty
how I
fair
feel.
because of the accolades and all that stuff.
So what's
And-
a fraud?
Well, that's what you think.
Nah, man, Luka's not a
I love fraud watching him beat every day, bro. I'll do it
"So what's a
every day.
He made that analogy and he's like, oh shit, I got to
That's
feed
funny,
into this.
Hey man.
It's a good conversation. I think we both
Yeah.
made some good points. As to
Yeah,
why
I think that's a good note to end it on because I think
But-
we got like a 2+ hour podcast.
I definitely want to see what Luka does next season and what you guys cape for him next
Hey.
season.
I want to see if Curry's gonna keep
Hey,
it up,
look,
bro.
Like if he doesn't play that good, like I said, it's all about if they build not build. Like obviously they still can't do much this year. That's why I'm not that high on them next year. But like
Already setting him up for. I have
Oh,
no
he's
doubt
back.
he'll be good statistically. No
Well,
doubt. I think he might
yeah,
be an
obviously,
MVP. He
like-
might win MVP next season.
I just think they kind of cooked their team with that Kyrie trade. Honestly,
I think
Like,
the way that they play
They
basketball,
made some bad
is,
signings.
They
too.
made they kind of made some bad decisions.
They have to like give up picks to give up Bertans and shit.
So I don't have that much hope in him. Just that's why I don't want to play it. Oh, like if he doesn't make the playoffs next year, oh he's just not good.
He
Like
does. You think they'll be a
the
top
team is
6
just
seed?
no. I don't think they're gonna. I
What do you
don't think they're
they'll
that
be?
good.
8?
Barely, honestly, because the West got stronger too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
But
so
they-
I'm not that high on the Mavs next year, just
They
because I
should
don't
make
see them doing a
playoffs.
whole bunch more.
Yeah, I don't agree with Gabe about the 6 seed minimum, but they got to make a playoff appearance. I don't care what they
Dude,
do.
at least Dame will be makes the playoffs with the teams that he's had,
Well,
like Western
no,
Conference
except
Finals.
the last
appearance,
2
multiple,
years.
yeah.
But
He's
they've been
had
He's
the
with
awful.
Aldridge. He's been with All-Star Aldridge. Western Conference Finals. Talk about Dame,
No.
right? He was. What are you talking about?
But Aldridge is the best player. I'm talking about when Dame was the best player on the team.
How far did he
made it
go?
to Western Conference Finals
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
He got swept, but he made
Oh
it.
yeah, I remember
No,
that.
it
Him and
wasn't even
CJ.
close.
Yeah, I'm talking about him and CJ.
That was
era.
bad.
Like,
He was getting beat
at least
up.
he's making it
That
to the
was bad.
playoffs to make it to the Western Conference Finals periodically.
I mean, it's playing
He was
Curry,
in the
but-
11th seed with CJ on his team.
Luka's
man.
been to the
Like,
Western Conference Finals.
once. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see now.
Out
I'm
of
saying
5
at least
years,
Dame's
that's
made it to the
20%.
playoffs. He wasn't. He
He
was
put,
never the
he
11th
put
seed.
Luka over Dame. He's not, he's
I know.
not disrespectful.
I know.
I just want to see what Luka does. It's been 6 seasons, bro. He made it to Western Conference Finals. That's fair enough.
Not everybody's LeBron freaking James. Okay, like.
I'm not comparing it to
All right.
This is
Curry,
him and Steph,
Curry
right?
Curry won his 4th year, 5th year. Curry won.
2009 drafted. When did he win?
No, not even.
15,
He was
15,
bad.
15.
And he didn't even play in the
So
first
6
couple
years?
seasons of his career.
No, he did. He just had ankle injuries.
And
Yeah.
Luka's all NBA.
That's
You
what
know what I'm
He
saying?
barely played because the ankle.
Luka's all NBA already, baby.
But Luke, I mean,
You see
low-key,
your
Curry
dad.
was cooking. Curry was already like
Oh, shit,
up there in 2012. He was in the playoffs,
Yeah.
He didn't
He was
pop
already,
He
like-
didn't make All Star game until 2013.
Yeah, David Lou was the best.
but he started
player.
cooking. Like
2012.
I remember
But his
in
stats
a couple
were
of those
still not
2012
bad,
seasons.
though.
Like yeah, he started cooking.
No,
That's when he-
2012. Well, yeah, that 2012 was when he first averaged 20 points. That's his first season averaged 22, 23 basically.
Luka averaged 23 his rookie season.
Nice guy.
But
Luka's
Steph
good,
definitely
man.
had some
Luka's
playoff
good.
moments.
Steph
in the
played like
2012.
actually played a lot in his rookie season. Then the next season he played a decent amount. Then he played 26 games. That's
Yeah,
when he got
in
hurt.
his 3rd year.
Yeah,
Well-
But, he's actually been healthy a lot. Besides that 1 year in like 2019, he played like fucking 5 games. But
What's crazy how Steph is like actually turned into like a generational like NBA shifting
Yeah,
caliber
nobody thought
player.
he would be
Nobody
that.
thought he'd be an NBA shifting level player. You know, that's crazy.
and now all the like shifty like the
Everybody
Trae
wants to
guards,
be like
everyone's
him.
Steph Curry. now
Everyone
in
wants to be
comparison.
Steph Curry.
Change the
Hey,
game,
man.
man.
At the end of the day, I know I got him too, but we gonna show love to Steph.
On
Yeah,
God,
nice.
that's
Yeah, again,
facts.
Shout
all
out
these
to Luka
all
too,
these
man.
top
Facts.
5 dudes,
I
it's
like
hard
it.
to say anything bad about them. We're just playing devil's advocate
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
point, like just trying to fight.
I'm trying to
our
get the
point.
heat at them.
I'm not Luka better.
But
But yeah, we get outro.
Had a
Yeah.
game, but we can save it for next
no,
time.
We'll save it,
yeah.
bro.
Bro, this podcast is really about to be 2 hours. I because we stopped the
I think more
recording.
than
I
that.
can't check, but
Good conversation though. Good conversation.
yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and like. We got the shooting guard list next week. Y'all want to tune in for that because
around.
the point guard
Yeah,
list.
we should agree more on that one.
Yeah, that one should be a little more. We might have Jalen Green in there and shit. So, yeah, shout out
I
to
said Jalen did.
shout out to the Ball Don't Lie podcast. Thanks for
Yes,
the
sir, yes, sir,
audience.
yes, sir.
Thanks for the fans. We love y'all. Tune in next time.
Have a good night.
Sorry, sorry.